Hey guys, how's everything going? Just wanted to jump in here and give a full update on what happened last week. It has been 8 days since I had a severe accident in Durango, Colorado. I was doing some parkour training in conjunction with building a YouTube channel, and definitely in the last 8 days I've had a lot of time to think about what happened, and certainly upon popular requests, especially on my Instagram, people want to know what happened. I did release a video that you guys can watch below, an initial video that I put out I think the day after the accident, but I didn't really put out much details. I really couldn't process the extent of what happened. So without any further ado, if you guys appreciate this channel, if you're inspired in any way, please subscribe. I'm not always going to be like this. I'm literally just lounging out at this hotel, but please don't mistake that for who I am. I am severely injured, and I'm literally trying to recover. So without any further ado, we're just going to hit this off. I was in Durango, Colorado on the 16th of September. I was making a video that included swimming in the Animas River, it included doing backflips along the river, and also exploring the Animas River with my cameras and showing you guys some cool stuff. I also added some parkour. I was not doing anything out of the ordinary. I really wasn't doing anything that I would have considered dangerous based on my skill level. But the simple fact of the matter is I had a lack of judgment. My feet were wet from swimming in the river, and stuff that I've done thousands of times over, absolutely no problem. I ended up struggling and I slipped, and I split my legs on a metal rail, and I went down hard. And we'll talk more about that here in a minute in much better detail. But just understand that you can get hurt no matter who you are. Some of the best athletes, and that's not me, I'm not one of the best athletes, but I'm just saying some of the best athletes can still get hurt. Lack of judgment can affect a lot of different people. I've been doing a lot of this training for years and years. I mean, for this particular video, I was not walking on chains or metal cables that are at construction parks. That would be way sketchier. I was not jumping huge rails that are like 8 or 10 feet above the ground. I used to do that all the time. It was nothing like that. I was not walking above any super tall swing sets. So really what I was doing was well within my ability. Absolutely super simple, super easy. I just simply lost judgment. And I wanted to just put that out there because I've had so many people ask, like, Brian, what the hell happened? Like, why on earth did you do this? How did you do this? What were you thinking? And like a million other questions that I haven't really been able to process in the last 8 days, because this has just been a whirlwind of emotions for me. I went down hard, and I knew that something was seriously wrong. Like I said, I split my metal rail, guys. I hit my urethra directly on a metal rail. When it happened, there were people in the park. I could hear them yelling, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I really don't remember what happened at that point, because all of a sudden I looked up and there was nobody there, and I got really scared. I knew that something absolutely horrific had happened. I looked inside my pants, quickly, and I saw a pool of blood. And I kind of tried to assess the situation quick. But I was in panic, basically panic mode. But I stayed as calm as I could based on the circumstances, and I got to my car and I started driving to the hospital. So I made it about 20 miles to the Durango, Colorado hospital. I checked into the emergency room. I was dripping blood literally all over the floor, and there was no operating room available. So at that point, I didn't have a choice. There's nothing you can do. I actually waited for 6 full hours, believe it or not, 6 hours for surgery, okay? I was scared. I kept asking the nurses and the doctors, whoever would come into the room. It was a waiting room. They tried to stabilize me. I believe they did give me some type of pain medication. I don't remember exactly what it was because it was all just kind of a blur. They might have given me some morphine or something to that effect. Maybe fentanyl, I'm not really sure. And I would ask them, am I going to be okay? Am I going to be okay? Because of course I'm absolutely scared out of my mind. I'm sitting here and my groin is bleeding like crazy. I have a full bladder. I'm not able to use the bathroom. And they just kept saying, Brian, this is a really serious injury. We do not know if you're going to be okay. And that was really scary to hear that. And I kept going back and forth about what do I say to my parents. And sometimes when the doctors would come in, I was just in absolutely excruciating pain that was way more unbearable than I could have ever imagined, pain that is way harder than U.S. Army Ranger School. And yes, I have been through this school. Pain that was worse than being struck by lightning, and yes, that has happened to me. This was just an absolutely absurd amount of pain. And I would ask them, like, what should I do? Should I call my parents? And I think the first few doctors and nurses that went into the room didn't really give me much of an answer. They were probably busy trying to ensure that I was stabilized, and you know, whatever. And I think eventually one of the nurses did encourage me to call because she was probably nervous. She didn't know what was going to happen. And yeah, at that point, I mean, whether I live or die, I've got to reach out. My parents need to know about this. So I ended up calling them. My parents were camping, actually, and I wasn't able to connect with them right away, but I did connect with my older brother, Mike, and bless his heart, he stayed on the phone with me for, I don't even know, an hour or two. I mean, I was literally sitting there for 6 hours waiting for an OR to open up, and Mike, he just sat there. It's my older brother, Mike. He doesn't really do social media or any of that stuff, but he just walked me through so many breathing exercises, and he was just the best big brother that you could ever imagine. I was so scared. Just, I can't even describe the level of fear that I had. I just didn't know if I was going to make it, and he just kept telling me, Brian, you're going to be okay. Brian, you're going to be okay. And who knows, he probably didn't know. I mean, he's not a doctor, but you know what? He wanted to give me that faith, and he wanted me to hold on to hope, and he walked me through all these breathing exercises. And honestly, I felt like shit. I really did. I felt like I just was ready to just pass out and die at that point. It was so unbelievably painful. And finally, the doctors came in and they told me, it's time to bring you to surgery. And they gave me some whatever sleep medication, and they put me to sleep. And before you know it, 20 minutes later, they said, it's done, you're out of surgery. And I'm like looking down at myself, and you know, I'm still just like a pool of anxiety and blood and this and that. And I'm just in shock, like, what the hell just happened? And they're telling me that the surgery went well. They said that my testicles are intact, but it's going to be a long road to recovery. And but that they think that I'm going to be okay because I'm young and I'm healthy. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And now it's been 8 days, like I said, since that time period. I ended up driving down to the Albuquerque VA. I really wasn't happy at all with the doctor who treated me in Durango. Honestly, the dude was super rude, just a really rude person, but I did really appreciate the service from all of the nurses. They're all super lovely people. So the urologist in Durango, I definitely don't recommend him at all, but the nurses were absolutely incredible. And I decided I'm not going back into this urologist, so I'm going to make it down to the VA. I do have full VA healthcare, so I started making my way down. I'm just kind of doing this step by step. I've originally decided I'm going to go down to this VA because my friend Sandra from the Army, bless her heart, she's just such a wonderful person. I haven't seen her in 11 years, and she saw some tiny little update that I put on social media where I talked about how I was in a lot of pain and had emergency surgery, and she reached out to me. I literally had not seen her for 11 years, folks. We did date at one point, very long time ago, and I love this girl. She's just an amazing person. You know, I've always loved her, but I guess I just haven't really been that great of a friend, and she was the great friend. I mean, she's married now with 3 kids, but she reached out to me. She told me, Brian, you need to do this. She checked me into a hotel. She got me a hotel for a full week. She cooked me meals. She brought me meals. She ordered me DoorDash. I mean, she showered me with so much love that I didn't feel like I deserved. And that's just one example. There are other people that have treated me with incredible kindness this week. My friend Joe Tatum, who runs the page Crave the Wild, started a little GoFundMe. I didn't ask him to do that. He just did it. I do have full VA healthcare. I will say that again because I do not want to misinterpret anything. But things that I do need some funds for include travel and gas, food, hotels. I'm making my way all the way back to Massachusetts to be with family. Completely unexpected. I was just planning to travel out west all summer or all fall, excuse me, through the winter, and hopefully upgrade to a bigger vehicle, just like I had been saying in previous videos, where I would upgrade from my Hyundai Accent, hopefully to another Toyota RAV4 or something, or a Jeep, because my Toyota RAV4 was destroyed and that plan went to shit. And I just realized that this is the time that I need to go be with family. They said that there is a high chance that I might need more surgeries, even though they believe the first surgery went well. They said that more than likely for the next year and a half, I'm going to have consistent doctor visits, and it's really going to make my life challenging if I don't have the same doctor. So I made the big boy decision that it's time to go home. It's time to focus on recovery. And, you know, it's not what I planned on, but just like when I was an Army officer, you make a plan and normally the plan goes to shit. And I'm just going to keep making videos. I'm just going to keep being me. I'm just going to keep staying positive. There's nothing I can do. I don't have any choice. Yes, I had a lapse of judgment. Yes, that lapse of judgment has caused me an intensive amount of pain, but there's nothing I can do about that lapse of judgment right now. I cannot go back. I cannot change what happened. All I can change right now is how I react to this situation. And I'm telling you right now, I'm in a tremendous amount of pain. It is the worst pain that I've ever experienced in my entire life. If I even think about a beautiful girl, I mean, if you can just imagine, guys, if you get an erection, you think about a beautiful girl, I am literally spraying blood all over the place. And I'm sorry if this is not what you wanted to hear, but this is my life. This is reality. I wake up every morning in a pool of blood. Like, it hasn't happened yet because I'm just chilling here, but over the course of tonight, I am most likely going to be bleeding like crazy in this hotel room. My bathroom looks like an episode of CSI, FBI, Blue Bloods, Law and Order, whatever TV shows you watch. That's what the bathroom looks like. And I know I'm sort of making a joke out of this, but honestly, it's really not that funny. It is absolutely excruciatingly painful. It is pain that I never would have imagined. I would never, ever want this pain on my worst enemies, the people who have treated me like shit my entire life. I would never want them to experience this. I mean, I wake up and there's just blood everywhere. There's blood all over the floors. I've had to clean every single hotel room. There's bloody fingerprints all over the walls. I mean, it's unbelievable, guys. This is just an indescribable amount of pain and blood that I'm in. And I think that's pretty much it for now, guys. If you guys are inspired by this channel, I'm doing it the best I can to bring you the best content. Unfortunately, I got severely injured. The videos are not stopping. It's been about a week since I put out my last one. I'm going to try to do a better job to put out regular videos. I'm going to try to inspire people. I'm going to talk about the injuries. I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to talk real talk about what happened. What were the mistakes? What could I have done better? I'm going to evaluate this even further, because if you think I'm done with parkour, I absolutely am not. If you think I'm done with parkour, you don't even know anything about me, because I'm not a quitter. I'm not just going to quit. Maybe I'm going to have to evaluate a few things. Maybe I'm going to have to make some better decisions. That's for damn sure. But it does not mean that I'm quitting. I've had so many messages on Instagram. Are you quitting parkour? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Are you not going to do gymnastics? And the fact of the matter is this, guys. Absolutely am I not going to quit. Okay, I've worked my ass off to be able to do a backflip on the ground. And right now, I can't even tie my shoes. So I walk around with a catheter and a tube sticking out of my pants and all these people staring at me because I walk around like a 95-year-old man. And you know what? It sucks. It absolutely sucks, but I'm keeping the dream alive. I'm keeping the hope alive. I'm praying and I'm hoping that by the winter, I can be doing backflips again, and that might not be reality, but I'm just going to keep taking it one day at a time, and I'm going to be as positive as I can, because there's nothing else I can do. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, because I'm going to be putting out a hell of a lot more. I ain't even done yet. I'm just getting started. Thanks for watching.